Hi, you're watching TV9 Digital. I'm Neha. Amid the ongoing political crisis and just a few months before the Puducherry Assembly polls, Chief Minister Narayanaswamy has lost the trust vote. The Speaker announced in the House that the confidence motion moved by the Chief Minister had been defeated. The Congress-DMK alliance is now at 11, while the opposition is at 14. What will happen next? TV9 legal editor Ashok joins me to discuss this further. Well, Ashok, the first question that I'd like to ask you, what are the options before the governor now?
Well, as far as the governor of this particular union territory is concerned, he will firstly prepare a report and submit it to the Ministry of Home Affairs. Basically, in that report, he will say what is the status of the political parties within the state, and he will also put in his assessment as to after this Indian National Congress has fallen in the union territory, what is the way forward. So primarily the governor will be putting out a report. Secondly, he will assess the situation on the ground, whether there's a possibility of forming an alternative government. And thirdly, he will also look at the fact that Puducherry anyways is going to elections in the month of May. So in the meantime, there can be president's rule in the state, or there can even be a possibility of an early elections in the union territory.
Right. Well, Ashok, the fact is that there's only 3 months before Puducherry goes to polls. So the question here is, will the Lieutenant Governor invite the coalition to attempt to form the government?
Well, that's in the realm of speculation, and in fact in a situation like this, everything rests in the discretion of the governor, because what happens is when the government in the state or in the union territory has lost its confidence on the floor of the house, the governor acts on his own independently. He does not act under the aid and advice of the ministers or the government in power. So in this particular situation, it will be the discretion of the governor whether he wants to invite the opposition parties or a combination of parties to form a stable government. But what will have to be kept in mind by the Lieutenant Governor here is whether this particular coalition which he in case invites to form the government will be able to provide stability over the period of the next 3 or 4 months just before this union territory goes for elections.
So in case the coalition fails to prove the majority, the opposition fails to prove the majority, what happens next? Like one, you already said that president's rule might be imposed, but is there any other possibility as well?
Well, in fact, there is no other possibility. We have a situation here in Puducherry where the government in power has lost the confidence motion on the floor of the House. Now, in a situation where the Lieutenant Governor decides to invite another coalition or a combination of parties to form a government, even if they are unable to form the government, it will be a major kind of embarrassment for everybody and also a constitutional stalemate. So, in my assessment, in situations like this in the past, we have seen that the governors or the lieutenant governors toe the conservative line where they file a report with the Ministry of Home Affairs saying that the situation is not conducive or the situation on the ground is not conducive to form a new government, and hence the opinion of the governor that a president's rule should be imposed in the state or the union territory.
Well, thank you so much, Ashok, for joining us with all of those valuable inputs. The political drama has just unfolded in Puducherry, and speaking about the latest, the Chief Minister has already submitted his resignation. However, it remains to be seen what awaits the ex-Chief Minister Narayanaswamy. Thank you so much for joining me. If at all you like the video and the information that I've just shared with you, do not forget to subscribe TV9 Digital across all social media platforms. Thank you for joining me. Stay safe.